So, it is Monday the 1st of March, and guess what? We're moving into the new location. Welcome to episode number 4 of In the Car with Clint. I did not expect to be driving to our Dry Creek location this morning after everything that happened on Friday. So much has happened since I spoke to you last. So stick with me for the next 5 minutes, hopefully, and I'll just give you a bit of an oversight of what's been going on. So, Friday, we were meant to collect the keys from the real estate agent, Rain & Horne, in Wayville. All they needed was the bank guarantee, which is a physical document that has to be the physical document. It can't be an email version. So I thought, cool, I'll go to Railways, have lunch with the guys. We had a family lunch, last lunch with the 2 locations, because 3 locations on Monday. We did a bit of a Zoom lunch, which was really cool. Well, it was a bit weird, it was a bit disconnected, but we'll work on it. And I was meant to go from there. I thought I'll go straight to Rain & Horne. They're at Wayville. I'll sit in their offices. The bank that we deal with was going to courier the bank guarantee to our location at Wayville, and I just had this beautiful vision, as I do, of the courier rocking up with the bank guarantee, and then me like, hey man, how you going? And then the keys coming into my hands, and then I get my keys, and then off I go. So half an hour goes by. What's going on? Cool. Half an hour. All right. Start messaging people. Hey, what's going on? Lisa's ringing the bank. What's going on? Banker sounds like he could possibly be in a venue with a lot of people. And this is a Friday afternoon. So I'm thinking, surely it's going to come. Like, usually when you book a courier, the courier will say, know that there's a closing time of 5 o'clock or 4:30 or whatever else. Nothing. Still nothing. Couldn't get anything. No one can tell us where the courier is. No one's tracking the courier. And at no point did I expect that I would be getting back in my car at 5 o'clock when Rain & Horne had to close their doors, because none of those guys should have had to stay back for me, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway, the courier wasn't coming. And got in my car and drove back to Waterprone, empty-handed. And was really, really angry. And obviously, in the moment, the whole world can melt. And a couple of things from that, I guess, that I wanted to talk about today. So, one, I didn't drink any alcohol, and that's something that I was conscious of, because I was like, this is definitely the kind of reason that most people would be like, oh, I need a beer. There's a couple of other things too. It's really important to remember that when something like this happens, and I'll have to say, like, shout out to Mr. Matt Irving, who's just finished a course that helped bring me down off the ledge. You need to remember that what could you have done differently, right? So all these situations, when you're the owner of a business, ultimately everything that happens is your fault. And so it got me thinking, what could I have done differently? Now, I know that my expectations of our business and the things that I do for our customers, I have higher expectations than the majority of people in the country, if not the world. Now, I should have known that the bank was going to use the cheapest possible courier, because they're a bank and their bottom line profit is all that they give a shit about. They say they care about their clients, and individuals within the bank might care about their clients, but ultimately a bank exists to make shitloads of money to distribute to its shareholders and make all of the employees that are on bonus structures and CEOs rich. So I'm guessing that the courier that they used was probably one that highlighted no urgency. Now, all I needed to do was say, if the documents are ready at 3 o'clock, I will have one of my team pick them up and bring them straight to me. We're talking Wayville from the Adelaide CBD. I could have walked there in 40 minutes. I didn't do that. I just trusted that it was going to be fine. And that's something that I should have done differently. So, big lesson there. Make sure that if something's really important to you, you take control of it and don't leave it in the hands of anyone else. Number 2, you really, really, really need to highlight your expectations. The majority of the time when there's a situation that upsets people, or where one party gets upset, it's because there was a miscommunication around the expectations. Now, the bank knew I needed these documents, and I made that very clear to them, and they knew that I was getting the keys, but I probably could have communicated even further around the fact that I'm concerned about them using a standard courier, or ask the question, are you going to use a direct courier? Can we pay a certain fee to get it there guaranteed by this certain time? So all of that happened, didn't get my keys, and so you're probably wondering, now what? Now I'm on the street, right? So I'm on Dry Creek Street? No, it's not Dry Creek Street. I am on Churchill Road, Dry Creek, and I'm about 100 meters away from our destination, location number 3 for me. So what happened? I did what I usually do and didn't give up. So off the back of not getting the keys, I decided that there's going to be more than one way to skin a cat. So I just kept asking more and more questions and kept involving more and more people. And thankfully, the owner of the building was happy to accept that the bank guarantee being posted by the bank is sufficient risk or sufficient safety for them to allow me into the building that I've just pulled up to, so that we can start preparing for what is WaterPro Dry Creek. So now it begins. Obviously this is a very exciting time for me. I'm the only one here. It was important to me to be able to have this moment by myself. I'm going to walk in and soak this in. Hopefully the building's unlocked, because we don't have the keys. The staff of the business that own the building were nice enough to unlock the building for me this morning so that we can get in. We've got forklift getting delivered. We've got IT getting set up. There's a lot of shit going on. And if we had to pause all that, it would have caused a lot of trouble. So it's game time.